Hello everyone and welcome to the sportiest stream. Nice to see you all here today. We've got some Rocket League action. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I hope you guys have been okay with waiting though, because we've got a best of 5 coming up from the Royalty series. Cloudy Blue has returned to the stream, taking on Team Jumba. So two teams have made their return. Both of them are 3-2 right now in the All-Star 3v3 division. 11th seed for Jumba, 12th for Cloudy Blue. With it being the final week of the regular season, the pressure is on these teams to end things out well. Very good position though, even if they lose. Not unlikely to think that they'd make it, but even then, the lowest seeded 3-2 team is seed number 24. So, win here guarantees that spot in that final bracket. A loss potentially mean you're out. So for these teams, well, there's still a good chance they'd make it even if they did lose. They don't want to take any chances here. And if you know anything about these rosters, you'll know not really their plan here. And we've seen Cloudy Blue before. Haven't made that many changes. It's Tiny Tin, Foreign, Mr. Twister. The only addition actually is in Diva, who was on not Demonic Phantoms, on Phantom Esports last season in the All-Star Division. Phantom Troop, I believe. Actually, it was a team. And on the side of Team Jumba, the only addition being Albog added to this roster. It's been a little while since we've seen Team Jumba on this stream. They generally got to see them in ATS, obviously. Following ATS after that merger here, the Loyalty Series. The Blue. Originally, we saw them in the Black Lion Championship Series. So, again, we've seen all the other players of Team Jumba before. John Yesterday, Randall, Argentium, Keyfist. Albog, though, being that only major addition for them this season. And again, for all these sides, 3-2 records is not something to be mad about. That's a pretty solid record, but you want to be in that top 16 at the end of the season. Out of what would be 39 teams total, you gotta get wins, and you gotta get them somehow. A 4-2 record will definitely guarantee their spot in that final bracket. Okay. 16 different 3-2 teams, 8 of them. Actually, that doesn't guarantee you a final spot. Meaning that if they have these 16 3-2 teams right now, actually that means they have to win to make it into that main event. So good luck to those teams. They actually now have to win. Just counting up how many teams are left, how many spots. Again, Team Jumba is the highest ranking 3-2 team and a +5 game differential. 11th seed. In a position where you have to win then to make it to that main event. Go 4-2. There's also some teams above them that are 4-1. Teams actually like Comet Crushers Team Ignition, who we'll be seeing play tomorrow evening. Also have tomorrow evening 2v2 matchup in the All-Star Division as well. We actually haven't seen 2s yet this season, so pretty good idea to get ourselves at least acquainted with the 2v2 divisions. As joining us here for Cloudy Blue already, Tiny Tin, Just Foreign, and Mr. So, all the players in that lobby, at least for the side of Cloudy Blue. Just waiting on Team Jumba to join in as well. But again, this match, lots with relying on it. It's really just making that playoffs. They're not guaranteed that spot. 4-2 record should guarantee it, but with some teams above that are also no guarantee. Basically, if you lose this, it's guaranteed you're probably not going to, you're almost certainly not going to be making it. So these teams can't afford to lose. Nice thing is they're both pretty highly seeded, so in theory that should help them out. But seeding doesn't matter when your record isn't going to beat the team above you. So you know, these teams at least have some help, but not a lot of it. We're gonna have to see a lot more out of these teams. What do they do here in, you know, in trying to secure that win in this best of 5 series, especially with it being this late. And we'll get these teams just in just a moment. Again, just give me a little bit of time to make sure everybody is can actually be in the lobby in time, but we are getting messages from these players, so that will help us out in getting this underway as soon as possible. Obviously, if you guys know, these teams are both on Oryx, Cloudy Blue of Cloud Esports, and Team Jumba of Team Jumba. So, speaking of Team Jumba, here they are. John Jedi, Keyfist, and Randall have joined on in, so that's probably going to be their roster for this whole match. Again, checking things. Looks like good to get on in, so got all of our teams. We've got our match set up. The playoffs are not secured for either side. A win here will almost certainly guarantee that spot in that top 16. A loss could mean the end of your season. Cloudy Blue, Team Jumba. We've seen Cloudy Blue fight to make it into the playoffs in Black Lion in the past. They must do it again on this stream here. A win is necessary for both these teams at this point. Only one can take this matchup. Cloudy Blue and Team Jumba. Cloudy Blue on the blue side. Team Jumba on the orange. And a best of 5. The final week of the Royalty Series. The playoffs not secured. A win here will do it. That's all that matters to these teams. So getting every game win could make the difference. And Foreign off to an early start. Couldn't put that one under the crossbar by Cloudy Blue. Putting some pot shots on. Good start here for the Cloud Esports side. They would love to do more of that, just throwing plays at the net, seeing where Foreign will crack, because one of the things about Team Jumba that makes them so solid is that they are a team that has such strong chemistry. These players have been teammates for a pretty strong amount of time. Again, the only addition this season being Owlbog, but the same would be said about Cloudy Blue. They themselves are coming in with a few players that have been together on this stream before, back in that Blackline Championship Series lower bracket run. We got to witness them. They got a couple rounds through, but in the Contenders division, it's so tough to be successful. At least so far this season. They're trying to prove they can make it, but an overcommit. And that's goal 1. Randall will find the nets as Cloudy Blue caught sitting upfield. Tiny didn't jump very early there, and Mr. Twister had already pushed upfield. Miscommunication leads to an overcommit, leads to Team Jumba taking the first lead of the series. Cloudy Blue, what we've seen already from them is that, again, is that usual chemistry. It's going to be something that they won't beat Team Jumba with. So used to, again, relying on each other, relying on team chemistry. Team Jumba actually has them beaten that by quite a solid margin. Jumba have most teams beat by the basis of their team chemistry. And a match this even in chemistry could make all the difference. It's Tiny Tin. This one pinched away. Keyfist will jump to it in time. Now Foreign off to the ceiling. Second touch potential. Foreign down. Keyfist will block Mr. Twister's shots. And Cloudy Blue will search again. Mr. Twister can't get past Jonya's Jedi. And this will stay away in the midfield as Keyfist will clear the danger. Cloudy Blue still just throwing it at the net at this point. Trying anything they can to just put that ball in the net. It's a desperation offense from Cloudy Blue, but it may as well be successful. They're getting closer and closer. That one from Foreign will be saved away as Keyfist, another clear, but on low boost. He can't get further away from that 16-yard box. Team Jumba finally trying to get this out, but again without boost. Tiny Tin now. Double tap. Won't reach it. Mr. Twister in the infield. And this one will again be cleared. Keyfist with a little. Jonya's Jedi with nothing in the tank. And Team Jumba relying on fumes at this point just to keep themselves in it. As Cloudy Blue winning more and more challenges, more and more one-sidedly. They'll continue to look to that net. Mr. Twister. Foreign. Taking control here, and now he'll get a flick. This one goes up high. Foreign sent to himself. Now he'll go across the field again. Mr. Twister. Laterally, can't find the pass in field, but Tiny Tin will go for this one. Double commit from Team Jumba, and they'll keep that ball away. Cloudy Blue want to hold down that midfield, and they've done so well to do so, but They have not been able to put that ball in the back of the net. Team Jumba's defense, again, it's a defense that relies on that team chemistry. It's just better right now as Foreign gets past one in front for Mr. Twister, and Keyfist will block. Tiny Tin, 60 boost to go. This one's shot on. Randall will be there. 2 touches away. Team Jumba will again get time. But Mr. Twister again. This one will be easily kept away by Keyfist. Now they have boost. Team Jumba will get some ball control with it. Only up by 1 goal so far this game. Maybe all they need to take it. It's Cloudy Blue just trying to find any openings upfield. They have not gone for that many demos. And you really gotta think, if they want to beat this Team Jumba side, they may have to rely on that game plan. Right now, they are not beating them. When it comes to that solidity of the defense, the shots aren't going in. Cloudy Blue, let try something else. That one, oh, it's an own goal. Janyas Jedi will be given credit. As a calamitous mistake, Team Jumba will gladly take that one with all that they've been doing this game. It's been a defensive battle for them, but they've been able to crack the code of the Cloudy Blue defense. And for Cloudy Blue's work, they're only meeting the brick wall of Team Jumba's defense. For a team like them who have played so well under pressure on this stream, they're going to need to adapt pretty quickly to how Game 1 has gone. Team Jumba may not be winning all these challenges, but they are winning just in how good their defense has been playing. Again, you really need to think that the demos for Cloudy Blue, if they do start to go for them, that could really unlock the openings that they need. This Team Jumba side just has such a solid defense. And they don't overcommit all that often. Cloudy Blue aren't going to beat them with just shots alone. Or at the very least, they're not going to beat them with these kind of shots alone. We need to see a lot more creativity from Cloudy Blue when it comes to getting upfield. Team Jumba, not an easy team to take down. That will end off Game 1. Time will run out here. Team Jumba will take the early series lead as both these teams will let it hit the ground equally. It's Team Jumba 1 game closer to making sure they guarantee a spot in the top 16. In a very good position so far. Again, for these teams, all that really matters is just winning, getting that win, getting themselves further in the bracket. Jumba, again, are doing themselves a service with that solid defensive backline. 7 saves in total, 5 from Keyfist alone. And what was 10 shots from Cloudy Blue compared to the 4 of Team Jumba. Team Jumba's going to rely on that defense. They know it's probably the strongest part of their gameplay that they've had all season, and generally it's the strongest part of their gameplay whenever you see this team play on this stream. Again, that's what happens when you have such good team chemistry. Still, I do wonder, what are we going to see from this Cloudy Blue side to break that defense? Because now they know that this defense of Team Jumba is no joke. Now they know they're going to have to really, it's really going to be about how they break down that defense if they're going to beat Team Jumba. Because that offense of Team Jumba, well, they did get goals. They're relatively weak goals. This could be a very long battle here. And if Cloudy Blue are able just to get 1 goal, that may be all they need to stop Team Jumba. Going into Game 2, pressure is on Cloudy Blue to find a way to beat the Team Jumba defense. Because they're going to be stuck in the series. They're not going to get very many goals, if any. It's only going to be tougher when they can't get easy shots on and goals to go with it. Yeah, with 10 shots last game, it's not the quantity of these shots that they're shooting that they're having issue with. It's going to be the quality of those shots and how those circumstances make themselves. Team Jumba's defense is good, and what I really was impressed with is their defense on low boost. They didn't panic very easily, even when they didn't have much in the tank. A huge asset for most of these teams. So often it's easy, especially for any team. Most of these teams in this bracket don't know each other nearly as well as teams like Team Jumba do. To panic under that pressure, to not know where your teammates are. Team Jumba knows where each other are. They know that they can set each other up for these challenges. Once they do, they can hold off Cloudy Blue for quite a long time. Again, even when they don't have the boost and the means to get that ball out consistently. Oftentimes, we're going to see Team Jumba with a full head of steam, even when the player comes in with maybe only 20, maybe even less than that amount of boost left in the tank. They trust themselves and their teammates to get to it. That one off the crossbar. Sent on by Mr. Twister. And he nearly found the net with it. Cloudy Blue will head back again. Foreign. To the back wall. Kept away by Randall. And with a little amount of boost, he'll get that clear. Mr. Twister's overcommitted. And it's a repeat of what he did in Game 1. Mr. Twister putting his faith in Tiny Tin, who just couldn't get to the challenge in time. And just like the first goal of Game 1, the first in Game 2 will be off of an overcommit. Team Jumba slowly picking away at the chances they do get. Cloudy Blue still have not been able to put one in the orange goal. Mr. Twister, E-Fist can't get online. Randall to send this one back, and Cloudy Blue will push up again as Tiny Tin on the back wall. He'll clear from the corner, and one of the reasons why we had a delay between Game 1 and Game 2 was actually not because the players weren't ready, it was because Tiny Tin switched to his PC account. So they played Game 1, I think, on a console, which is an interesting decision there, but see, he made the change to his PC account, hence, and the account that he usually plays on, hence why the name matches what was listed as here on this stream officially, and what Royalty Series lists him as officially. You do have to wonder why he chose to not play on his computer for Game 1, if maybe he was rushing to get home. Although with how late it is, it's not likely, but whatever it is, it doesn't matter so far here in that play. He's not going to be involved in any way, as Foreign will find Mr. Twister. Just a beautiful pass, does not miss his targets. And Cloudy Blue finally breaks the deadlock 7.5 minutes into the series. Team Jumba finally fall apart on the back line, but it's a well-placed pass, and again, we have not seen Cloudy Blue bring that kind of quality to their offense just yet this series. They need to bring a lot more of it, as that one in front, we had 5 separate players flying at that one, and nobody wanted it. Cloudy Blue definitely not have any issues, though. They sub that ball. Now they'll look for the midfield. John Jedi blocks. Just Foreign. It's the monkey fist, but he does get bumped with it. Randall will send this one up. Mr. Twister not there. This one saved away on the goal line. Mr. Twister just gets enough on it. Now Foreign, the dribble. Oh, he's got it beat. Just Foreign. Just better. Cloudy Blue with their first lead of the series. And it's shit when you think Just Foreign doesn't have enough on it. He finds just another touch and another on top of it. Cloudy Blue. Just Foreign leading the way to the lead here. And you look for another one. He's got the beat too. 3-1. Just Foreign's got his second. Cloudy Blue not holding back any punches anymore. Foreign taking charge. It's not the first time we've seen him do it. He was, with Cloudy Blue for all that Blackline Championship Series season. And we saw him so often become that scoring mastermind this team relied on, but ran it the other way, and he'll beat Just Foreign. Team Jumba have put a one in, and this game separated again by only a single goal. Cloudy Blue may hold the lead, but that could be lost at any moment if Team Jumba's offense plays their gameplay well and plays the cards they need to. Mr. Twister, what an infield pass! Foreign's got his hat trick! Cloudy Blue, right off the kickoff! In the span of the last 30 seconds, I think we've seen at least 3 goals go in. It has been a high-scoring frenzy. And this defensive battle has suddenly turned a lot more aggressive. Another one off the kickoff. Tiny Tin. Foreign. Trying to get the redirect on that one. It was a chance at best there for him. And knowing Just Foreign and how all this guy's been on this stream, I would not blame him to go for it and actually hit that in some capacity. Though they'll rely on more tactical plays like that from Mr. Twister. Now, Tiny Tin. And for Cloudy Blue at this point, now they have a 2-goal lead. You can tell they're slowing things down here. It's all about wasting the time of Team Jumba, but not easy to do. And this Team Jumba offense is throwing everything they have, but that does mean more overcommits. And this one is wide open. Tiny Tin will make this 5-2. Originally going by the name of Trent on this stream, he's changed his name in that Blackline Championship Series division before the playoffs. He has not changed it since. He's always been that consistent player for Cloudy Blue, and especially defensive positions. He has not been one to shy away from that kind of dirty work. Yeah, so many of these teams rely on it. You talk about Team Ignition, we're going to see tomorrow. Cody, oftentimes considered the player who does the dirty work for most teams. Same thing for Tiny Tin here. It's a true captain's, position. So it's probably the most common position the captain takes. Not usually the highest ranked player on the team. They're usually the ones that have the best view. That kind of position really does help a player out in getting a good view. And as time runs out, Tiny Tin again will get the clear and make sure Game 2 will go for Cloudy Esports. Although Keyfist will have one chance at 0 seconds, that will be blocked away. It does not matter. Cloudy Blue will take Game 2. The series is tied. It's a solid response. They brought 12 shots this time instead of 10 from last game. Again, limited on the offense, but again, they're scoring quite consistently. 2 goals on 4 shots. This time, the Cloudy Blue offense came to speak. Warren specifically stepping up in a position that he has so often been at the front of. Oh, and, prepare for that third game for what would be match point. I'm sure these teams are going to be talking quite heavily. It's one of those matchups that you have to. It's what's on the line. I'm sure these teams know at least it could be at risk if they lose here. The win being all they really need to guarantee to spawn that top 16. This is how you get yourself there. So right now, Cloudy Blue able to find a solid game 2. That offense finally getting shots on net, shots in the net as well. And if that Cloudy Blue offense can continue to play elite, as we have seen though in the past, they've been able to do it. It's just the consistency of which they can do it. Always been an issue for this team, has been consistently bringing good offense. Often in the matches they lose, it's not because they're outplayed necessarily, because their offense didn't play well enough. And I see a little follow coming in from, not even follow, cheer coming in from GG Chas. It's late. Hello Chas, how you doing, my friend? Hopefully your night is going well. We've got some Royalty Series action on the Sportiest stream with Cloudy Blue and Team Jumba. A match that will, for the winner, that will guarantee themselves a spot in that top 16 and into the playoff bracket. The loser of this will very likely not be going to that final bracket. At this point, it's all about survival in the All-Star division. As Cloudy Blue able to have responded heavily to the Team Jumba defense in Game 2, a 5-2 victory in that game. Only continuing that offense on here. And able to focus on, it's going to be that Mr. Twister in that corner, because so often he's been looking for passes in the midfield, mostly the foreign, in all honesty. But again, so often what we're seeing is Mr. Twister hovering in that midfield, looking for the passes in front. And he'll do another one here. Foreign's got that one, but it's just off the post. Tiny Tin will go for goal. Keyfist will block. And Cloudy Blue will have to head back again. Reset. Tiny Tin's Dutch won't work. As he was looking, I think, for Mr. Twister raiding that midfield. Team Jumba will head back, although not a very easy touch. Foreign will have this one. And a fake Twister off the post. This one, panic in front. Team Jumba will be there, though. And Keyfist will waste down some time. Jump from Rando, but he won't connect. Cloudy Blue. Slowly onto it is Mr. Twister. Now Foreign, the beat. Jumba off the back wall. Randall will send it away. And Keyfist with an open space, but not a lot of boost to work with. Mr. Twister will get back. The net's wide open. And Randall will find the bottom left corner. Team Jumba have counterattacked into another early series lead. As Randall takes it. As Cloudy Blue Double commit in the back wall. It's again Team Jumba who score early. Might be the third game in a row they've done it. A Cloudy Blue have no reason to wait. They're going to attack right back. Now here comes the corner. Foreign. He's looking in front for Mr. Twister, but he instead went for bumps there. You think he could have waited for that. Tiny Tim will still shoot. Jonya's Jedi will block. But Team Jumba all stuck in that corner, and Foreign's gonna have another chance. Mr. Twister blocked by the dunk on Key Fist. Now here comes Tiny Tin. He's got space to work with. Randall beats, bumped away. Foreign redirect. He's hit this one wide of the net. And Cloudy Blue will go back. Oh, and a whiff from Mr. Twister. Foreign dunked, but it will go off a back wall. And Cloudy Blue is playing with fire on defense. With how awkwardly they're playing themselves into. And he'll overcommit again. Another open net. This time it's for Key Fist. That touch from Tiny Tin just is not enough. We've seen him a couple times try desperately to get some of these, desperate passing plays out to his teammates. And sometimes you think that maybe Tiny Tin just needs to recognize when he can't get those passes, when it's better just to hit that ball away from the Team Jumba defense. So those passes have not been able to help Cloudy Blue in this game. Weren't nearly as well connected as last game where we saw them, put in perfectly in a... What is really going to hurt Cloudy Blue is that commit into the corner. Team Jumba realizing that Cloudy Blue like to challenge that corner quite aggressively. When there's nobody else back, that leaves the net wide open for them. Leaves Cloudy Blue in a very vulnerable position as Foreign trying to get that bump, but he jumped over Key Fist, who did not move an inch. Cloudy Blue again will have to reset on defense as 60 seconds are left in Game 3 regulation. Mr. Twister, Jonya's Jedi will block. Foreign keeping it to that side wall, and Cloudy Blue will actually get a quick one there. Foreign nearly had that one on target. And Cloudy Blue not giving up here. Infield pass, but it's Foreign without any boost to work with. And Tiny Tin again has to supply from the back end. Up he goes. Mr. Twister should be on the end of this one. That bounce will help. But Jonya's Jedi will be there. Foreign, no boost left. Randall, Tiny Tin, Foreign redirects it. And this one goes through. 26 seconds left here in Game 3. Cloudy Blue are not out of it just yet. As the play-in field, Foreign will be on the end of it. And Team Jumba not too far away from this one. As Key Fist cleared back by Mr. Twister. Jonya's Jedi. Tiny Tin. Oh, he's missed this one completely. Key Fist will beat Foreign. Mr. Twister has to get the win there, but Randall will dunk. And Team Jumba with a very fortunate position. But they can't hold it for long as more offense comes. Maybe one more shot. Foreign needs to be on the end of it. But he'll be stopped. And Team Jumba now on match point on what would be playoff guaranteeing match points. Another solid performance. Again, only 4 shots this game, but that defense is here to show up. 5 saves on the 11 shots from Cloudy Blue. And again, you see that desperation from Cloudy Blue. When they get scored on early, if they can't find an immediate response, they struggle to get goals. The thing about Game 2, even though they got scored on first, they still were able to make responses. And that's because they responded so early. The Cloudy Blue now, making it into the playoffs, will rely heavily making sure they get this win. Need to go to Game 5 to get there, but Team Jumba, with no aspirations of going to such places, you could get to the playoffs right here. One more game win, and almost certainly that should secure themselves in the top 16. Cloudy Blue, the whole entire season would end right here, even with a neutral record that's almost certainly not going to be good enough. A goal early will be crucial. Any success that Cloudy Blue can get for themselves. Again, it's been a huge issue for them, is being able to get on the board early. Much of what they've done in the early game is wait for Team Jumba to make their move. Jumba have gladly done so and have scored because of it. Cloudy Blue trying to get that ball out at this point. Again, they do not want to be the team that waits. They want to take that initiative. Specifically Foreign really wants to take that initiative, being that player who's been almost certainly the most aggressive for them. He wants it, but Mr. Twister, it's an overcommit here. Keyfist has gone wide of the net, though. And that should have been goal 1 for Team Jumba. Again, Mr. Twister caught relying too heavily on his teammates, making a challenge that he is not ready to go for if they lose. Again, you're seeing Mr. Twister with a hopeful position on defense, and it has costed him multiple times so far. Fortunately for him that time, Team Jumba did not capitalize on it, and they very much should have. That should be 1-0 for Team Jumba at this point. And instead, Team Jumba will wait on defense and will try to restart all over again. It's for him. We jumped early on that one. Keyfist has just waited and will leave Randall for a clear. Again, you're just seeing, even with no boost, Team Jumba are just in the right position, know that they can trust each other. Again, it's that kind of team chemistry, that kind of commitment to each other has allowed Team Jumba to, again, keep the season going as Randall, this one dunked! Oh, he could not put it in low, it just went by the left post. Cloudy Blue will go upfield again. Team Jumba. Well, that 50 goes sour here. Mr. Twister couldn't put it on. Tiny Tin will, but at that point, Randall was already back to save. And Team Jumba just trying to get that ball out in a panic. I mean, that a counterattack could have very well been possible there. It rushed things, though, and will beat Cloudy Blue to, again, just wait on that defense. A lot of these plays in the corner sent straight back to Cloudy Blue players. Again, they're relying a lot on that chemistry, on that passing ability. It has worked for them in Game 2. They know it can work for them here, so long as they find each other in positions and they aren't playing to loose off each other. Major issue is going to be based on if they're covering their net or not when a challenge doesn't go their way. Team Jumba just waiting for one crucial challenge to open the net up. A lot of what they're doing on offense is not trying to go for the net. It's just seeing when they overcommit. And that might be it there! It is! Keyfist watches this one bounce its way in. Cloudy Blue finally did overcommit. As again, it is Mr. Twister who's pushed up far too high on a challenge that he has to play a little more pessimistically with. A consistent issue here with Mr. Twister. He's just pushing up far too high up as that third defender. Again, oftentimes it's Tiny Tin who'll take that position, but when he can't take it, it's almost certainly going to be Mr. Twister who takes it, and he just has not had a series where he's been able to play that well as that pinch. Almost on target. Tiny Tin didn't clear it, though. Keyfish to make it 2, and he will. 2 goals on 2 shots. Team Jumba do not want to go to Champions Field, and for good reason as well. The momentum's on their side here, and they are in no mood to lose it. 2 goals up. Team Jumba again continuing to shut out Cloudy Blue so early in these games. Cloudy Blue's offense has just not been present here in Utopia Coliseum. And if their offense doesn't get active soon, there's not much time left for them to, get those goals. Team Jumba, again, are going to be a very tough team to beat, especially when they play more defensively. As now that one, pinched in! Randall will take it, a little bit of fortune for Team Jumba. But it favors the bold here, and that challenge from Randall pinches it off of Tiny Tin. Gives Foreign no chance to save it. And for Cloudy Blue now, 3 goals down. Only a little over a minute to go. And their offense has not been able to find it easily. As another overcommit. This one's in for Randall. And it's all falling apart here for Cloudy Blue. Panic is in full session. They know what's at risk if they lose this series. And they know that it's very likely going to happen. A season defined by a single series. Team Jumba's defense has done all they've had to do. Now they just need to hold on for a little bit longer. A minute to go. It's Team Jumba with a multi-goal lead, and they're only looking to add more at this point. It's Cloudy Blue. Can't get that ball out there at Foreign. Randall pinched away by Tiny Tin. And this bounce will not favor him, but it will favor Foreign, whose shot will be too slow to go in. Cloudy Blue will have to try something else. Already, half of that final minute's gone by, and no goals have been in their favor. John Yes Jedi. At this point for Team Jumba, not about scoring, it's about keeping that ball away. Infield, this one whiffed on by Foreign, as Team Jumba again will clear the danger out. John Yes Jedi, challenged by Tiny Tin. Foreign will be up for it. 10 seconds left. Keyfist with a dagger there. This will go in. It's a hat trick for Keyfist. And it's the dagger that will end Cloudy Blue's season. Team Jumba, with that goal there, that will end any hope for Cloudy Blue of going to the playoffs. Team Jumba have made it themselves a 3-1 win over Cloudy Blue. The playoffs rided on a single series, and that defense came out to play. Team Jumba will take it. The playoffs spot is theirs. And for Cloudy Blue, their incredible season will end 3-3. And so often in divisions, that record is good enough to go through. It is not good enough for the Royalty Series. Hard-fought season. What a game that's got to be. You've got to think, at least for this Team Jumba side, that the pressure of the whole season was resting on them there. I definitely would have assumed that it was on them. But again, they'll take it in Game 4. A big win and a big moment. Team Jumba. Again, they'll be feeling happy for Cloudy Blue. It's a tough end to their season, but it is a tough position as well. And for them, at least, again, they almost certainly know at this point, season's probably going to be over here. And it sucks because in most divisions, as I said, a even record is good enough to make it in. It is not good enough. There's far too many teams in these divisions. As we'll get the a little interview here, Team Jumba asking to join in for one. So sounds like Randall will join on in. So welcome in, Randall. A 3-1 win for Team Jumba. That is playoffs secured for you guys. It was a series that had the playoffs relying on it. If you lost this, very likely we would not be seeing you qualify for that top 16. So, you gotta tell me first, just kind of, did you feel that pressure during the series?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, we knew we had to win this one to get a playoff spot, so had to lock in and do our best.
And against a team like Cloudy Blue as well, you knew this team coming in had some pretty solid offensive firepower, specifically in Foreign, and he did show up in that series, but you guys, for the most part, did really well to shut him down. That defense has been inconsistent for you guys. Did you guys have, kind of focus on the defense for this series and making sure you shut down the Cloudy Blue side?
I don't know if we focus on it. It's just part of our playstyle. We're really rotation heavy, very defensive, and it kind of countered their playstyle kind of perfectly. They like to boom the ball a lot, and we actually like playing against people that kind of boom the ball a lot. So, kind of our specialty.
And you had mentioned as well about that team chemistry. You guys have, you, John, Jedi, and Keyfist, you played today, have been teammates for a very long amount of time here, longer than far many of these teams in this division. That team chemistry really came to a battle here because Cloudy Blue also have known each other for a pretty long time, but nearly as long as you guys have, from my experience. So, for you guys, that team chemistry really did make a difference here. What is it like to know that every single season you play with these same players and you know that your team can still be up there with the top?
I mean, it's great. We really build really strong relationships, and we trust each other. And I think once you play for a long time, it's like a hive mind. We kind of know who's going, who's not going for the ball, and single rotations are some of the strongest in the league, probably, if I had to guess. Their
That
mechanics aren't good, so something's good. So it's probably rotational stuff.
well, at least you have. That's very obvious, and obviously with the fact that this is almost certainly going to guarantee your spot in the playoffs. All you have to do is wait and see what seeds you'll get, but you'll almost certainly be making the playoffs with that win. Uh, you got to talk with me here about this. What are you guys going to do now? Because for the whole season you've not been able to guarantee your spot in the playoffs. Now that you have almost certainly done that, what are you guys going to do to prepare for the playoffs? Because the playoffs for you guys, you'll have kind of a middle seed. You'll have an interesting first round matchup. You're probably not going to be the. There's a good chance you may not be the favorite to win it. So kind of what are you guys going to do to prepare for that? Because I believe the playoffs might be single elimination. I could be wrong, but I think it's single elimination. It's top 16. So at that point, record doesn't matter. It's all about getting wins. What are you guys going to do to prepare for that? Because so often, at least what I've seen from Team Jumba, that you guys can sometimes get overpowered versus other teams' offenses, and there's some pretty scary offenses in this division. So I want to hear kind of what you guys have in store to stop, some of these teams that are currently having a with a stronger season than you have so far this season, because I'm sure that's on the team's mind.
Oh yeah, I mean we're just gonna play more, get a bit more mechanical, get a little faster. But depending on their offense, sometimes defense is okay. You see it a lot even in RLCS. The team that keeps shooting sometimes still loses. So we're just gonna bet on our play style and hope for the best.
Do that as well. Like confidence coming in here from you, Randall. Again, thank you so much for joining here for this matchup. Congratulations on making it to the playoffs here after 6 weeks of the regular season. And again, good luck in that final bracket. But before you leave, Randall, are there any last things you want to say? Any shoutouts? Anybody you want to thank before we'll end off this stream tonight?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to one of our teammates who's sick and couldn't make it today, Argentium. If you're watching, shout out. Hope you get better, and let's try to make it as far as we can.
Love to hear that again. Again, thank you so much for joining on, Randall. Congratulations on your win to Cloudy Blue. As a whole, you'll have guaranteed your spot in the playoffs on the final week of the regular season. So again, congrats on that. Have an amazing rest of your night. Good luck in that top 16 bracket.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
That was Randall there joining us. And again, I'm almost certain it's top 16 that I've guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. So awkward position to be in, that's sure. But especially with it being single elimination. But hey, just making it, that's all they really need to worry about. Sure, they'll be, again, more than happy to just take any spot in the playoffs with how, rough their season has been at times. We'll get a raid going here. Who's live that should be that I could be raided? Let's see. Let's go raid here. So again, thank you all so much for joining the sweatiest stream. It's been an amazing time for sure, but again, we'll be live tomorrow. We got 2 matches on the schedule, both from Royalty Series, so be around there for that. But for now, take care. Have a great night.